I 17M can't stand my dad or his wife Annie. They got married when I was 8, and a bunch of decisions they made and rules they set down for me and for my family are things that drive me crazy. My mom died BTW, and I used to want to visit her grave and spend time with that side of my family. My dad decided seeing my family wasn't okay because they wouldn't include my step-siblings and everything and treat them as their grandkids too. So I maybe got to see them once or twice a year if I was lucky. But because my dad still allowed minimal contact, there was fuck all my mom's family could do regarding suing for visitation with me. My dad would have needed to end all contact for that to be an option, and he was smart enough to know that. And instead of being with my family, I was forced to be with Annie's ex-ILs, Annie's family, and not even very often my dad's side of the family. My dad and Annie didn't have much to do with dad's side, so that was shitty too because I didn't get to be with my real family. You know, the people who were actually related to me, and not just related to Annie or my step-siblings. Then when it came to my mom's grave, it was even more BS. Because I most wanted to spend time there on Mother's Day and my mom's birthday. I was told no every time, even if it wasn't those times. I was told Mother's Day was about celebrating Annie and the other moms in our lives. But we were all dragged to Annie and my dad's grandmother's graves on Mother's Day and for anniversaries and stuff. We were dragged to a bunch of graves for Annie's family members. I didn't mind so much visiting the graves of people I was related to, but I resented that Annie could visit any of her family members' graves she wanted and could make all the kids go. Though all the other kids were hers, so whatever. And I couldn't even one time visit my mom's grave. When I got old enough to go on my own, I got punished for it. I got punished a lot for pushing back against Annie's attempt to be my parent, and I have never called her my stepmom or my mom or even my family. I always called her my dad's wife, and that was the one act of rebellion I stood by. Everything else, like being rude and not listening and saying you're not my mom, was punished more severely, so I stopped. Some stuff still got me into trouble, like not doing a reading at Annie's brother's funeral and keeping stuff from my dad and Annie because I didn't want to tell them shit. And for leaving out Annie, my step and my half-siblings from a digital family tree project I had to do for school. And for not telling my dad and Annie about Mother's Day, Father's Day activities that I was invited to join. They decided 11 months ago to do family therapy before me and Annie's oldest are out of the house because they saw things were shit. At first I didn't want to be there, so I was quiet for 8 months. But then I decided to use it to tell them what I think of them and of this blended family bullshit without getting into trouble. So I have said I hate them. I have said I think their rules were dumb. I told them I didn't give a fuck about Annie's family or her dead relatives and that none of them mean a single thing to me. I told them I would visit my mom's grave when I moved out and I would never celebrate a single holiday with them again. I told them I don't have any respect for them and there's still stuff they don't know because I'm not going to tell them shit. I told them I don't consider anyone in the house my family and my real family are now only my extended family. And I repeatedly say Annie isn't my mom and I never loved her or her kids and I never appreciated her being in my life and I don't consider her a good addition to my life. I repeat a bunch of stuff and I find more and more ways to say all this. They're angry because other than that, I don't work out finding ways to make it better. I told the therapist I don't want to, so they say I'm abusing therapy and them.